Are you saying meow? Why would I say that? That's crazy. What am I, a cat? Listen here, meow.
Yeah, why would I say that?
Yeah, because that's Gaffigan in the car, right?
Yeah. I need your information right now. What? What did you say? Yeah. Hey, the music started. It's 9.
I gotta dig deep for this one. Hello, everybody, and welcome to That Jigs Out with Damon and Ted. I'm Ted. That makes him Damon. I've already been told ahead of time he did nothing this week. How was your week, Damon?
I didn't do anything really. Yeah,
That's what I heard.
Yeah, remember when I gave you the Cliff's Notes ahead of time? I'm like, hey, I'm not going to waste much time talking about my week.
I know.
And we just wasted it.
Here's the best part,
Yeah.
is that in your head, you're like, I didn't do much this week, so let's not even go into it. And we get into the show, and you're like, wow, that kind of looked short. I'm like, right, you could have asked me how my week went. Or I'm in the middle of my week, and you're like, hey, let's just jump into stories.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's better than your week?
Yeah. Hey, are we ready to record? Yeah. No, we're not. Let's walk around a little bit still.
Is this a victory lap? What are you doing?
What are we doing?
I got him ready. 13:01, that music went on. I got him ready.
You're not going to let me come out and bring the pad late? I'll just walk out and mess with the camera.
Yeah. For those of you who are not viewing through a visual medium, Mac is now making circles around the studio.
Ted is yawning.
Yeah, Ted is yawning.
We're earlier than usual today.
Yeah. So he is very...
And I had to stop by the Jewels.
The Jewels.
Yes, because my mother asked for something, and I'm stopping to see her later.
Nice.
If my mom gets wind that I'm coming down, oh, hey, can you go to the 700 stores that are near you, but not at all near me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Well, we grew up in a small town, as John Cooker would say. So anyway.
But I saw no one sucking chili dogs behind any kind of tasty foods. How do you, what does that mean? No,
Yeah.
we probably don't need to bring that up.
Sucking down chili dogs. I don't know what delicious shake you're making, but I'm going to tell you right now.
Hard pass, tasty foods. I did comedy this weekend. Not this weekend because we're recording on the weekend. Last weekend,
Right.
Ready for the show.
The show nobody could get out to because you couldn't plug it.
Right. But didn't matter.
Mac, everybody.
Because apparently the ticketing system kept overselling the seats right up by the stage.
Oh.
So here's the thing. I got asked if I could be there early. I'm always early. That's what I do.
Right.
But I was asked, can you be at this time? Can you be here? So my brain is like, well, don't come at that time. Come earlier for that time.
Right.
So the show starts at 8. I show up at a little before 7, mostly because I'm driving to Wisconsin. I want to make sure I have to drive like literally around the entire Chicagoland area.
Traffic could be
I
a
have
fact.
to skirt all of Chicago. And I get there and I walk in and the room's not set up yet. It's mostly set up. It's probably 80% set up.
Oh no.
And I'm sitting in the back by myself watching the two servers and Frank. I'm just gonna drop names.
Yeah.
Frank, guy that runs the show, moving chairs and tables around. And finally his wife comes in and starts moving tables and chairs around. And finally I'm like,
Guess we're moving tables and
I
chairs
was like,
around.
yeah, can I help you guys? And they're like, oh,
You would say you had a stage hand.
yeah, hand jobs. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Like, why no one likes a bragger.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I ever went there, I helped out, and the other comedian's like, don't do that.
Yeah. Don't set the precedence.
Right.
For the
But
rest
now
of us.
I'm by myself in this room, and I've been there a few times. I know these people. Like,
Right.
I've met them, and I'm like, whatever. So we get a whole table set up, and then suddenly it's fast forward to now it's 8 o'clock, and all these people are just kind of hovering by the door, but not going to their seats. Mostly because they're getting in, looking at their ticket, and seeing that the table they had is already full. I don't know this at this point. I'm just like, what are these people doing? Like, clearly there's seats. What's going on? And then some people come in like, do you know where table 23 is? I'm like, yeah, here's table 21, 22, 24, 25. Hold on. 21, 22, 24, 20. No, I don't know where table 23 is. Well, we can just sit here at the table I'm at, which has 2 chairs because it's just for me and the headliner. I'm like, no, this is not do you notice that this table is 4 feet higher than every other table in here? It's a pub height. You guys are sitting at regular tables.
Yeah.
There's only 2 chairs. I'm in one of them.
Yeah. They just tip you out of the floor.
Right.
Here, honey. Boom.
Now, we have to fast forward to go back. There's only 2 of them talking to me, but eventually the rest of their party, a total of 6, show up for a table that holds 2. Like, where were you going to sit anyway?
Yeah.
Turns out 25 was supposed to be 23. That's fine, whatever. I still don't know what's going on. Like, why there's suddenly a sea of humanity up at the front stage right. Just 1,000 people up there.
Yeah.
Finally, the headliner comes down. He's like, I usually don't come down until after 8 to tell you how to bring me up on stage because he figures Frank's going to be doing his spiel. They'll be able to. He goes over and he finds out the story about the overselling the tickets. Comes back and he's like, here's what I need you to do. I need you to go up there. I need you to hit this, get your mic off the stage, come down the stage. This, like, you know what? I don't know if you can get through that way. You'll figure it out. How am I supposed to figure that out? Like,
look, you figured out how to put up tables.
Right.
And you missed 23.
Right.
Okay. So.
Totally my fault that I put up tables, but not table tents. He goes over to Frank. He's like, look, don't do your usual boring stuff. Don't do your spiels and your ads and all your stuff. Just bring Ted up and let's move on. And Frank's like, okay, I can do that. Gets up and he's like, well, I was told just to bring Ted up, but I want to go over a couple things first.
Right.
Like, oh, God.
Yeah.
And then he's like, just don't forget that your wristband that got you in here today will get you across the hall for the music show that's going on simultaneously, because he likes to do this. He likes to put comedy in one room and music in the other.
Wow.
Right.
So he competes with himself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You figured it out really quick.
Yeah.
Really quick.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So I get up there and I'm like,
well, if you suck, the headliner's he's gonna want to go to the music show next door.
Well, that's the thing. He's like, hey, Ted, these guys are really angry. They're not really happy. You better be funny. No pressure.
Yeah.
And I was like,
was there any chicken wire?
Yeah.
No, I didn't sing Rawhide either.
Is this like Roadhouse? Was there a blind guitar player at any point in time? Okay, go ahead.
So I go up on stage, and as Frank's trying to like find his way back through the humanity, I'm like, wow, that's a brave man. Your wristband barely got you into this room, and now Frank says it's going to get you to a different show across the hall as he's walking through you guys.
Yeah.
And then, long story short, it was fine. Everything worked out. But when I got to get off the stage, I'm getting off. I'm like trying not to be loud, but also trying to talk to people that are old. I was like, excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah. Excuse me. What you should have done, because it might have fit, just sort of clap behind her head. You know what I mean?
So,
the headliner's up there. He's like, I haven't said anything yet.
This guy, I forgot about this. We're sitting there. It's probably, I don't know, 10 to 8. Just Frank's wife comes over. Like, hey, one of the regulars brought pizza. I'm like, good for them. They can have it right.
Right.
So it's just like brought it for you, not for me, but for the headliner. But also, I also get to partake if I choose. And I'm like, cool. And so now the guy comes over, right? Now he's standing there. I'm sitting there. Headliner's there, and it's all kind of like we're just staring at each other now. And he's like, I brought pizza, and I brought you plates and napkins, and here's some peppers, and here's some Parmesan cheese. And
You're
he's
going to
like,
have a 2-hour car ride after this.
right. And I'm just sitting there looking at him, and everyone's looking at him, and finally I'm like, well, I guess I'll talk. I'm like, I don't eat before shows. I apologize, man. If it's here later, that's great. I'll grab some at the end of the show. And he's like, well, you can see just deflated. Like, I'm not going to have his hot, delicious pizza right now.
Is this like Kenny Casey's?
Yeah.
Did he bring it in fresh?
Right.
But my mom just made this.
Yeah.
It's a tombstone
Like Lou
pizza.
Malnati came back from the grave and was like, please. And then
It's DiGiorno. He made it at home.
and then the headliner's like, yeah, I don't eat before a show either. And so now it's like,
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then, so we're waiting for the room to clear out. Like, I'm not the headliner. I do my thing. I get off this. I don't make a scene.
Right.
I'm like, hey, if you want to come up and talk to me, that's great. I've got business cards that I paid money for. Please take them from me, because that's the point.
Right.
I was spending for them.
Yeah. Otherwise, this money's wasted.
Right.
Right.
The guy comes over and he's like, hey, Ted, they got a microwave here. And I was like, yeah, it's a hotel. I assume they do. I bet they've got probably 500 microwaves.
Is this the pizza guy?
Pizza guy. And I was like, cool, that's great. And he leaves, and then he goes over and talks to the headliner for a while, comes back to me, he goes talk to the headliner, comes back to me. Finally, the headliner's done selling shirts and taking pictures and signing stuff. I walk over and I'm like, hey, I don't know if you've heard, but there's pizza. And he's like, get out, where's this pizza? And then I start packing up. He's like, hey, Ted, if you want that pizza, I won't eat it. You can take it. And I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want to see that guy see me walk out with an entire pizza when he brought it for you. He's like, I don't care. I'm not going to eat it. I was like, why don't we give it to the servers? They're not going to want it. They probably get pizza every week. And I'm like, watch this. Hey, do you guys want this pizza? Pizza? We want pizza. Where's this pizza?
Yeah, they're never offered pizza.
I literally put it at one of the tables, opened it up, I was like, hey, let me grab a couple just for as subterfuge.
Yeah.
So I grabbed a couple slices, walked out, like held them in the air, nodded to the guys. I'm walking through the lobby, got outside, threw them in the trash can on the way.
Yeah.
And kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's a long car ride to be like, shouldn't have had that pizza. Shouldn't have had that pizza. What's open at midnight so I can poop.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, I got 2 words: lactose intolerant. Okay.
Yeah.
That pizza looks great.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks great. But yeah,
I got 2 words. Pooping on stage. That's more than 2 words.
More than 2 words. I got number 2, pooping on stage. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. So hey, I have a question then.
Is this Mac's question?
This is everybody's question.
Mac's question of the week for everybody.
Does anybody here know anyone who tripped over a cat, broke their ankle, and then had their cast signed by the Harlem Globetrotters?
Yes.
No.
Okay. All right. You do?
The Harlem Globetrotters now work under the same company hierarchy as my friend Terry.
Really?
Yeah. Herschen Family Entertainment owns the Harlem Globetrotters, also runs Dollywood and Silver Dollar City.
Really?
Plus some other places, some aquariums and whatnot. But that's all of me. I didn't. I've never.
So
broken,
if your buddy
I've never
Terry,
broken a bone. So
if your buddy Terry decides he's going to start a pickup game, you need to be very suspect,
right?
As far as if you are now in the company tournament.
Yeah. If I suddenly get a jersey that says Generals, I'll be like, oh, this guy's always lose.
Man.
I will show up in boots and suspenders.
That's when you tell him, listen, I'd like to be on the other team, but I got this buddy Damon. He's got a killer skyhook. All right, I'm telling you right now, you're destined. You're destined to look great with him playing. Okay, so nobody's had that happen ever.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Mac, do you have anything happen to you
Anything other
this week
than that?
No, just painted. That's it.
See, that's what we got last week too.
Lots of painting.
Yeah,
You sound like paint drying.
yeah. Yeah, you were equally as fun to watch. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, the picture you posted of, hey, no, I just did another coat. Guess where? He was looking like very angry.
I just painted. Guess where I painted?
I hate painting so
Well, he rolled over the screen on his phone so he can't see anybody's comments.
I can't tell you how much. It's like the reverse of a Klondike bar commercial. What would you do to get out of painting this house? Anything. I'll do anything. I hate it so much.
Yeah. Murder.
Yeah.
I will tell you right
Myself.
now. Yeah.
I will murder myself.
Look, if they have to come in here with the cleaning crew and then paint over everything that I caused, I will murder someone in
I will
this room.
burn this house down.
Yes, I will.
And I don't understand. It's just so. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
With people that are professional painters, I'm like, why do you do this?
What's that company? Serve Pro. Let Serve Pro know there's going to be a homicide here today.
Yeah.
Today. So, yeah. What are you doing? Just getting the house painted. When are you going to see it? In about, 18 to 25 years,
Siri, can you call crime scene investigating cleanup? Now people's cars everywhere are going to be like,
yeah. This is going to be a little awkward, but I need my hallway painted. Damn it. Who's dead? Damn it. Hey, so I saw something on TV this week. Okay.
Shocking.
Yeah. I saw something on TV this week. It was the goat yoga thing. You familiar with that? Where like
the goats like
they have the baby goats or whatever, and then like when you're in certain poses, they hop up on your back.
Right. They think you're a mountain.
Correct.
How is that good for self-esteem?
Right. Yeah.
I usually climb mountains. That guy looks like a mountain.
Yeah. That guy's thick. I think I'll give it a shot. So then you find out there's another guy that's stuck halfway up me that's already called 3 times to talk to Dave. They're like, you don't try climbing Damon in the wintertime.
And on the other side, there's 3 guys going, Ricola.
Right. I could use a Ricola right now.
You honestly could.
Yeah, I'm quite congested.
I have some at home, not here.
Oh, well, nobody likes a bragger. I have a house full of... Hey, that board needs to be turned up, too, by the way. It's nowhere near as loud. But
he
it
puts
is on
it
the
in
table.
post anyway.
But it is on the table.
So
that's
true.
Good. It is. You know what? We got that. So that's
board
good.
is mostly for us.
But I started thinking to myself, I wouldn't want to go to goat yoga, but the best part of a goat to me is
you're not going to try to
no, it's a euro.
Swing back to your fro-yo, vo-yo.
No, here's my thing. Yoga. Euros and yoga combined. So when you're in
but
downward
then you're going to have people going, I want to go to that Jai Yoga.
Gyroga?
Where's that Gyroga?
I'm going to Gyroga. I'm going to go over there and get me some of that there sauce and some tomatoes, and I might have some Gyrogas.
I like that sauce. Tastes like cucumbers.
Yeah, but I just started
Reminds me of pickles.
You got it reminds me of those cucumbers remind me of pickles. So
I guarantee in this day and age, you could find so many people that do not know.
Cucumbers are young pickles. I'll take some of those adolescent pickles on my salad, please. I appreciate that.
Some of the stuff you find people don't seem to know anymore.
Right.
We're going to get to the point where people are like, you telling me that pickles are just pickled cucumbers? Yeah, it was kind of in the name. I'm not going to hide it from you.
So weird. So weird right now.
You could pickle cucumbers and they become pickles? Yeah.
But that would be
you can.
That would be a nice you like euros, right?
Could you imagine how gross that would smell?
Well, yeah, I can, because that was my next thought was when you said that. It just popped in my head. When I'm in Downward Dog and I've already consumed a plate of euros.
That and the sweating of the onions and everything?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, so I hold the onions, so see, I'm going to be a lot better
Yeah,
off.
you will.
And then I'm carving up with like 15 pita shells. It's like, what is he doing? He's going to be here all day. This is this guy's here to work
He's
out.
dedicated.
This guy's here to work out. Okay.
He works out.
Yeah. He's done yoga every day this week and gained 32 pounds.
Whoop! Time for yoga. Damon, why are you putting on those like sweatpants? Aren't yoga pants a little tighter? Nope, not for me.
Yeah, not for me. I am Excellent.
I need to make room.
I got a pocket full of tomato slices. They don't put tomatoes on.
That's the original song. It wasn't Pocket Full of Kryptonite. It was Pocket Full of Tomato Slices.
Pocket full of tomato slices. Hey, the other thing from this week, I have a dead to me.
Wow.
I have a dead to me.
We haven't had one of those in a while.
Yeah, so I do have this, and it's not. I know this is not a regular thing, but when something hits me and someone's dead to me, besides Scott Couples who put stuff, I'm going to put your name on the podcast. I don't care, Scott.
Yeah, Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty, too dead to me guy. I don't know, but no. By the way, he loves to bask in my pain. So you are also dead to me.
You like to bask in his robins.
Yeah. Oh, now I want ice cream. So anyway, dead to me. People who like red velvet cake.
Mac, comment?
I don't know if I like it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to have some.
They have-
It's not like it comes up that often.
They have
Okay.
over red velvet stuff. Like there's too much. Like when red velvet cake was just red velvet cake, it's fine. I don't need it. But
Yeah.
when they made like everything red velvet flavored, it was like,
Yeah.
no, it wasn't good enough for the cake.
Right.
Like we don't need to expand it.
Yeah, we're extracting it into other things. Kool-Aid, red velvet Kool-Aid. It's like, no, that's not a thing.
I found carrot cake donuts the other day. Like
No, that sounds delicious. Were they frosted?
well, they were Hostess, right?
Okay.
So they're like the little 6 or 8 in a pack. I don't know how many.
Okay, so
I
single
did eat
serving.
them in one bite. I
So
don't
single
I,
serving. Right,
I don't
gotcha.
know how many
Okay.
come in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I've also seen like red velvet. Gross.
Yeah.
But carrot cake was like, ooh.
Yeah, and they were frosted. They were
I
iced.
Damon, I bought them in the gas station. I was able to throw the package away by the time I got to my car.
Yeah,
I do not know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah. So there's
Possibly.
they're like, what is this carrot shrapnel all over the parking lot?
Parking lot. I barely made it out of that. Do you need a bag? Or I don't need a bag.
You're wiping your face. Need a receipt? Yeah, it's a napkin. You're just wiping your face.
I don't need a receipt.
Yeah. So again, you're not a red velvet guy then. No.
I don't really like chocolate cake, and this is just worse chocolate cake.
Yeah. So it is a chocolate. It's a form of chocolate
it's a
cake.
form of chocolate cake.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah.
But I know that I'm not a huge chocolate
It's
cake
like a
guy.
step to the left and like a dance to the right of devil's food.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not at all. I like how Mac's like, I don't want to be judged this early in the morning, so I don't know if I like it or I don't. I'm neither
Circle back at me
Yeah,
later.
I'm neither
later,
for
boys.
nor against, and he's hiding. You hear his paper crinkling.
Yeah.
He's hiding his stuff right now on his
If
desk.
you want to bring me something red velvet next week and give you a solid answer.
Oh, okay. So if I want to be out money of something that I
Yeah.
can't stand, yeah.
Yes.
You want to bring me an entire cake just to test it, just to make sure.
I mean, we could share. He's like, I'll share with you guys.
One of our former guests on the podcast. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I meant to start this episode with congratulations to Dave McCauley and his
Yes.
fiancee Leslie. They are engaged, everybody. Dave did this for us. Still too long. Can't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
He's my friend from Canada. Congratulations to him and his fiancee. They are getting married. I do know the date. I'm not going to put it on here because I don't know if it's public
Right.
yet. But he said, hey, save the date. Sent that to me Canadian time. I got that when I first woke up this morning. I swear, he is an hour ahead of us, I'm pretty sure, based on where he is in Canada.
Really?
But he always texts me way in the middle of the night. What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
You have a family now.
May I just say that I hope your marriage lasts longer than the drop you provided us.
Well,
Which makes it, I mean,
yeah, that'd be a really long
I mean,
marriage.
that's like almost Buzz Lightyear to infinity and beyond.
Yeah. I mean,
Not that long,
but
the
what,
actual.
What
actual
triggered that
recording.
memory is that one of our former guests on the podcast, Gina from Lolo,
Yeah.
went to a restaurant that we don't get to eat at anymore because we record in the morning.
Yes.
Remember, Mac, when we brought garlic laden food into your
Yes.
into your studio,
Oh, that was a good
and you
day.
wouldn't let us touch anything.
That was a good, yeah. Whoop, he slid right off the
Wash
mic.
your hands.
Talking about Marichkas?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Call me.
yeah. She took a picture of the checkerboard tables and like, if you're from Joliet, you know where this is.
Oh, and I
and David was
immediately-
like, I hate you because you didn't bring me one.
I am super jelly right now. I am super jelly.
Well,
She's like, I thought of you when I was here. I'm like, no, you didn't, because you would have had to share that sandwich.
No, because if you think about naming while you're at Marichka's, it's like Candyman or
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
yeah.
You could have finished them fries.
Who are you thinking of? Don't say his name again. I already said it once.
Someone else might have said it in here. We cannot risk it a third time.
I just show up in my pajama pants. And
Ooh, I'm glad he's got room.
I just got done at yoga. Okay.
I could fit another one.
Yeah. Well, it's a poor boy. Come on, I can do that.
Can you put tomatoes on? I still got a pocket full.
Hold the tomatoes. I brought my own. BYOT. BYOT, baby. So the other thing, you know how I've seen weird ads for stuff, okay? I have to throw this out there. It's not the worst one I've seen, But when people downplay things like, hey, it only costs this, or hey, you can't get this anywhere else, it's called the calming heat sauna wrap. Now here's the catch. Next thing they say, it says from Sharper Image. So we all know when we hear from Sharper Image, this is somebody who invented this in their shed. Okay,
right,
probably up in the woods somewhere, in between making bombs. Okay, that's
although
what they did.
It's from we bought this name.
Yeah,
it no longer means anything.
Right. And
I think
really,
Bell and Howell are the same way. They used to be fantastic.
Correct.
And now Bell and Howell is only made on
infomercials.
Yeah.
They make really strong magnets that hold on lights. That
Black & Decker's heading that same way.
Correct. So anyway, it just reminds me. Remember, like when you used to see, like, "Hey, I'm Vince from ShamWow." You're like, "This is going to get stupid." Okay,
Right.
So this is going to get crazy.
Have you ever seen that where they cut that up where he throws like the blender towards the window?
No.
And then they cut to like someone getting like walking down the road, just getting smacked by something thrown out of a window. Makes that commercial so much better. Like, let's get this out of here. Boom, and you just see someone get murdered by a blender.
Nice. You know what? This chamois here will actually clean up all the blood on the sidewalk that we just caused by throwing a blender out of a 3rd-story window.
Serve Pro's like, stop telling them that.
Yeah.
We're trying to get business here.
Yeah, don't tell them. So this is their angle. Because saunas are so expensive. And this
sounds like some sort of take on an electric blanket.
Okay, so you're close. Okay, here's what they do though. They say saunas are so expensive, and then they show mom sitting in a private, what looks like closet, next to the television and bookcase in the front room.
They have those
in her sauna.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're saying, but everyone else just going about their day like it's normal routine. Like mom is not naked in a towel right there on the other side of a glass door. Okay, and we're just doing our day. And this is what they're saying.
Ma, it smells like deviled eggs.
Yeah, there's no more deviled eggs on the TV.
No, I was like, the sauna's got to be like,
yeah.
You mean gyros?
So I don't usually come up with names other than my gyroga, as the hillbillies would call it. But I would call this a boiling bag because really what it is, it's a sleeping bag that is combined with a heating pad.
So when you're in it, you don't want anyone from the South to come up and be like, you guys smell boiled peanuts?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm boiling my nuts.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be people sliding carrots and potatoes in my bag. They're going to be like, we're going to have roast tomorrow. We're good.
You guys cooking pork? No.
But it's a sleeping bag. To me, it's a sleeping bag. It gets up to 150 degrees.
Oh, God.
And then this is their next sentence. They go, and it's cheap and affordable. And it's the cheap, affordable alternative to saunas. And then they show the price at $299. So you mean it's cheaper than the sauna box that mom had constructed in the corner of her room for $3,500? You know what I mean?
Right.
So you are correct. Okay. But I'll tell you, most of your pop-up gyms now don't have saunas. You have to go to a big fitness, thing that has that. But you can pay $40 a month and do all your workout and then go sit in a sauna. You don't have to necessarily put it in your house for $3-4 grand.
But they're gonna clean it and they're gonna maintain it. You get to keep the sack your own sweat.
That's what I was
just
just
$300.
Right. Every time you open the door, like, woo, close the door. It's like an old refrigerator in the corner of a garage.
Right.
Don't open the door.
Except it's in the front room watching TV with the kids.
And there's a plate of glass on it so we can see a scantily clad mother move around in there, But what's funny is they do you real solid and they let you pay in 4 interest-free installments of $74.95.
You say that it's so weird. Like I've been on websites recently where you order something and it's like $25, but like FlexPay.
Yeah,
I can pay $25.
Interesting enough, because you know what, I'm paying my DirecTV bill, which allows me to watch this commercial. So I have the 25. I don't want your product. I don't want it for 12 easy payments of $2. Okay. But I have the 25.
I was like, $10. FlexPay. That's 4 monthly payments of $2.50.
Right.
Can I just give you the 10?
Right.
I have that.
But what's funny is if you pay the 4 payments of $74.95, it actually costs you 80 cents more to pay for it. So it says, we'll do you, it's basically like, we'll do you a solid. We know you don't have the $2.99.
It's financing.
Yeah, we know you don't have the $2.99. Yeah. And this costs you no extra. False. Cost me 80 cents extra. You don't have to be great at math to figure that out. But whenever you hear the Sharper Image on a commercial, you just know that you don't need that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, it could just say, hey, now's a good time to get up and go to the bathroom.
That and Brookstone were literally just designed for.
Correct.
You're not going to know this. This is going to be a secret for you. You're going to learn something today. It was only designed to have something to look at while you're waiting to get on your plane at the airport.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, you literally are like, who would buy this stuff? And you're like, oh, time to get on my plane.
Right.
And that's literally the whole point of it.
Yeah.
It's so like.
But think about it. So they break it up into four payments, right? So I'm thinking by the time you hit the $149.90 mark, you realize you just bought a boiling bag of garbage. But you're still committed for another $149.90. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just at that point in time, I guess I put it on and then I lay in the bathtub and fill it up and plug it in. I don't know what I do.
Well, that's the thing is a lot of the stuff infomercials have are here's something that there is no problem. We're going to solve it for you. We're going to make it overcomplicated, and we're going to charge you multiple payments of $19.99.
Right.
Like that's the formula for as seen on TV.
Yeah. Well, because you know what's weird, and you're right though. Like with the Easy Pay or whatever, it's like they're doing the promotion, and they go, but we got to think about what kind of ghetto trash is watching this right now at 3:00 in the morning. You know what I mean? And you're like, okay. Let's think about it. That's why all the attorney commercials. Hey, you got to sue somebody. Hey. I'm not sleeping because I need to sue somebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're telling me that SR22 insurance isn't buying prime time?
Correct. Yeah. And it's put on during the day during talk shows because the people that don't have a job that are at home watching the talk shows, they need that insurance. That's how it goes.
So you're saying I'm never going to see Engelband on the Super Bowl?
It's not going to happen. It's not going to. He comes down.
Yeah. Look at those low rates.
I've got something for you.
Well, it actually worked out with your sinus.
With my sinus. So, quick story. As you can tell, my voice is different, which I find it to be extremely sexy this week.
Oh, God, I'm going to throw up.
So we're both sick now. No, but I had a sinus infection. I'm on day 4 of antibiotic. I'm on drain day, which is awesome. So you might hear a little bit of the, and I apologize. I will try to edit most of that out. So, Mac, get prepared to get some extra money this week. That'll be awesome for you. But yeah, that's what we're on. And what's funny is, they did the same thing. When I went to the quick care, I went in. She says, "Well, for your insurance," she goes, "you would pay $50." I said, "Okay." So she goes, "Can you do that today?" Now, that's cool.
Oh, the flip side of that, is back in the day when I was less financially secure.
Yeah,
and I'd go in and I've had some serious medical issues.
Correct.
I'd go in and be like, you have a balance of $14,748.36. Did you want to pay that off today? No, I don't.
No, yeah.
No, I came here for a prostate exam. You're already sticking it in my butt. I don't need that too.
Yeah. I'm not taking it twice.
And they literally like with stone face. Like I'm just gonna like pull out old people credit cards and write it out for them.
Yeah.
Like, are you nuts? Who carries around $14,000 in cash on a whim? Oh, yeah, hold on. Wait a second. Like, there's an episode of The Simpsons where Bart walks up and goes to Homer, "Hey, can I borrow $2,000? Opens up his wallet, pulls out a wad of bills, and goes, "Wait a minute.
What's it for?" Right. And then you got to like note to self, you're like, don't pull out the money that's in this pocket because I have $15,000 cash in this pocket. You know,
but I can't believe they always make me feel bad. Like, no, I'm on a payment plan.
Yeah.
I know I'm paying 80 cents more that way, but it's the only way I can afford.
Right. I couldn't afford the sauna. That's why I don't have it. Okay. No, you are correct though. That'd be so great though if it's like an ambulance company. They show up and they go to load you up. They get you right to the back door and like, now here's what we want to tell you.
Yeah.
You didn't pay for the last ride.
Yeah.
Would you like to pay for that now?
Just so you know, you have an outstanding balance of. Could we just go?
Yeah. They're patting me down. What? How is patting his hips? No, they're looking for his credit card. They're looking for his credit card.
They dropped the head of the gurney first, so that
they shake it out.
Yeah. You're at a 45 degree, and the guy at their feet is just shaking.
Why are they loading him feet first? They never do that. That's so awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
You're
so
welcome.
awesome.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
the change is just hitting the ground, and kids are acting like it's a parade. They're running up. They're like, "No, that's mine."
I did something really dumb the other day. I know you're gonna be shocked.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I'm an old man, so I have a pill caddy. So I have like
nice.
And I went to fill it up on a Monday.
Yeah.
And I grabbed one of my pills, and I was like, "Oh no, it was an empty one," and I just gotten it refilled the previous Monday.
Ooh.
What you need to know is that in my house, Monday is garbage night. So what I had done is I married
Threw away the full one.
I took the last couple out of the old one, put it in the full one, tossed out the full one. Now I have the empty one, and I'm like, yeah. And I get maybe did you check? Yeah, I took the recycling because maybe it was after I took garbage out. Probably not because I take garbage out. The last thing I do is like,
Get it all out of the house.
Gotta
Right.
take the garbage out.
Right.
Anyway, so I'm on the porch because it has a bright ass light, and I got like one of those old people like grabby things, and I'm like digging through the thing. I'm like, it's not in here. So I call my doctor and I say, hey, look, I apologize. First off, this never happened. Like I'm doing this every other week. I'm like, hey, is there any way I can get an emergency refill on this? Because I just refilled it last week, and it's going to be wonky if I go in and be like, hey, I need a refill. Like, why did you take 4 weeks? 4 weeks
Right.
of medicine in a week. I'm like, well, we could do that, but it's off schedule, so your insurance might make you pay for it. Great, I get it. It's my fault. Can you just please send it to me?
Right.
Like, well, we just want to make sure that this will be out of your pocket. I get what it means, lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it really that important? Because
Yeah.
maybe I don't need to take it if you're like that hesitant. Well, if we know someone's paying for it, you definitely need it. If we know you might have to pay out of pocket for it, maybe you don't.
Right.
Maybe you don't need it.
Right. Yeah. So it's optional
Yeah.
when there's no
Well,
copay.
yeah, because we don't want to start a payment plan with you again. We know how you work.
We have talked to the hospital, and we understand that you're not going to
You're not good for it.
You're not going to pay for this up front. And meanwhile, you're like, hold on, let me turn down my sauna bag so I can hear you.
Yeah. Hold on.
You got a house just full of expensive crap you don't need. You know, the other
Let me
thing,
turn off every ionized room
Right.
deodorant or whatever they are.
I have 7 air fryers going right
yeah,
now.
my whole house just sounds like it's like
It just hums. It hums like it's a nuclear
yeah, but
reactor.
a different like.
Yeah, different pitches.
No wonder why the dog's always like. The dog's wrong. Yeah, because he's hearing like ultrasonic noises from every room.
But again, I think we can all agree, and we can move on. But we can all agree that something on an infomercial, unless you're buying a program, because people used to sell that stuff like for make money in real estate, like not. And if it's a course.
God, what was that guy's name? Kevin Trudeau. You remember him?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Things they don't want you to know about. Or
Yeah.
he also did Mega Memory.
Hey, I have one of his books from years ago. Yeah, never cracked
Hey,
it.
Mac, it was nice knowing you.
Yeah, never cracked it. So there was another guy that used to have, and we talked about him before. That Lesko guy that gave
Matt
you all
Lesko?
he gave you all those
The
secrets
grants and stuff. Yeah. He
Yeah.
wore that. He was like the Riddler. He wore that suit. with,
Yes,
like, all
I
the-
was gifted one of those books. Again, never cracked it. So, but no, we can just agree.
Well, yeah, because it was a book.
yeah,
Like you didn't need to tell us any of that.
your target audience is not me
We had
for a book.
We sponsored a book for a long time on this show.
Yeah, I read that one,
I'm sure
but that
you
one's
did.
not super. No,
I never cracked it.
Huh?
You, I never cracked it.
You come over to my house. This ain't even creased. I don't even know what you're talking about.
That's Mr. Sloan's book. You can still find it at a bookstore.
You still find it at Damon's house.
Yeah, you still find it at Dube's house.
Yeah, where we
As
believe it's-
just probably more pristine than you would find it at Amazon.
We believe it's well preserved. It's going to be the one they put in the Smithsonian someday. So, yeah,
Like smells like gyros.
he must have been doing yoga. I spilt my pocket tomatoes on it. So,
Oh God, that's the worst
Hey.
mental picture.
yeah, well, pocket tomatoes for sure. Yeah. No, I'm not going to start strange stories yet.
No, I was just like,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I do have.
This is Dave's show. I figure we should shout
yeah,
him out.
Yeah, we should a couple more times.
He literally just texted me, by the way.
Did he really?
Yeah. Hi, Dave. Just got your text.
Okay, we're not live. This
Yeah.
is so creepy.
He's gonna hear it at one point. Though.
Yeah.
You want to know who the hell Big Nate was?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll explain that later.
Yeah. So
Hi, Big
anyway,
Nate. Go ahead.
let's do a couple mind-blowing facts. But just a couple.
Mind-blowing?
Yeah, a couple. Where this one goes off of our one of our stories last week. There's
You act like I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah, there's an interesting story behind how lawns became a status symbol. Back in the 17th century in England, many aristocrats started planting grass instead of crops right in front of their home.
Right.
To
So they could prove that they didn't need to grow crops.
To prove that they were rich and not farmers. What am I, a farmer?
What am I, a farmer?
No, I got grass in my front yard.
I will say that's one of the most wasteful things we do as Americans
Yes,
is our lawns.
correct. Because you want to keep up with the guy next to you,
Yeah.
which I never do, but I get it. Seeing how much their property was used to grow grass, others perceived them as rich and powerful. Okay? So this goes back to our grassacre, whatever we called it last week,
Right.
where it was
Right.
like, I did not know that when you're killing. So basically, they set up a killing field in front of their house
Yeah.
and said, "We are
Not only did they not like want to provide life by growing crops and like things that people could eat and everything,
Right.
they were like, no, we're gonna grow things just to murder them.
okay." But so it says, so in the 17th century, here's what they didn't have in the 17th century: a lawnmower.
A lot of times you use livestock for that, or people would cut it by hand.
Okay, so if I had a huge grass, this shows a huge house. Okay, huge like mansion type house. Of course, it's going to for the picture, and a nice manscaped. Manscaped.
You just got a bunch of dudes,
Yeah,
laying on your cart.
they're laying out there shaving themselves. This got weird fast.
That feels like a
What?
that feels like a Freudian slip, Mac.
Yeah,
David's
First off,
dream is to have like just wonderfully groomed men laying out on
It did not need to be the 17th century for that to happen. So, but no, what I laughed about was, if you think about it, so you're going to put all these livestock or animals or whatever out there.
Yeah.
They're just going to ruin that grass anyway. So having a yard that looks similar to mine made you a status symbol.
Yeah. Well, that's the
awesome.
thing is that we can't take a picture of a castle now and be like, this is what the lawn looked like.
Right.
It's different.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, they did invent lawnmowers between the 17th century and now.
Yeah.
I remember we bought one once, like it was one of the old timey ones. It was
It was
just
the Earl of Craftsman.
just a you know, that's it, just blades in a circle. And they're like, you guys need oil and gas for this. I'm like, no, we like that was the girl what said when we checked out. Like, no, I mean we might need to oil the blades every now and then, or like where they spin, but it's never going to need gas. It's just a push. There's just blades in a circle.
Yeah.
Like, do I have to like eat something that gives me gas as I push it?
Can you imagine if like I know people that I used to work with. Guy was kind of a stroke actually. So anyway, he's a stroke. But anyway, he no was not. It was not up for debate. The jury was not out. He was a stroke. Anyway, right. He was not Def Leppard because he didn't cut off his arm, but he lost some fingers in a lawnmower accident. Okay. So now some people might know who this guy is, but whatever.
Yeah, now
So-
you're getting really specific.
Right. So anyway, but I just imagine how could you ever how ridiculous would it be to be in the 17th century and you're pushing your lawnmower like you said and you're like, what happened? I lost fingers in a lawnmower accident. How you're at the other side of the handle.
Yeah, the only way for it to spin is if you're pushing it.
Right. Right. So yeah. Okay, so I was running so fast.
I was trying to do jai yoga
yeah.
while pushing this.
I was doing my yoga. And but no, that's all I pictured because I know a guy who was a stroke. So anyway, did I mention?
Yeah, no.
Okay, yeah, because he was.
Totally cool.
Yeah, he was. He was not. He was a stroke. So anyway, here's my next thing. I did not know this. In 1905, 11-year-old Frank Epperson accidentally left.
Popsicles.
Are you kidding me right
Nailed
now?
it. Yeah. They used to be called epicicles or whatever. And then the kids are like,
He left a wooden stir in a glass of soda powder and water. Soda power. All right.
No.
And water.
Timestamp.
Yeah. On his porch overnight. It was cold that night, and when he went outside the next morning, he found his drink had frozen like an icicle. So after 20 years of making the frozen treat, he finally patented his Pops.
Yeah, popsicle. Because his kids called it popsicles. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did not know that was done on accident.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of stuff. I think Teflon was an accident. There's a lot of stuff where people are just like, whoops. Is it NutraSweet? I think same thing.
Really?
Yeah, the guy got something on his fingers. I didn't know scientists did this. Licked his fingers.
Really?
I was like, oh, that's sweet. I wonder if it was the stuff I was working on earlier. Imagine if it was something that
I've
like,
been in a lab.
Yeah.
I've been in a lab all
Right.
day. Yeah. It's kind of like I was a plumber for many years. Okay. So when you go to
no
break.
one likes a bragger.
But when you go to break, okay, you wash your hands before you eat. Okay. And you generally.
I would bring one of those like fingernail brushes and just be like, I would get in every crevasse of my fingers.
You are acid washing your hands.
Yeah. I say all the time. Like I'd be like, hey, where you going? Oh, I'm gonna burn my hands real quick because I've touched some things.
Yeah, but you don't lick your fingers.
No,
at lunch.
God,
It's just not. So you're in a lab.
Yeah.
You're like, man, I messed around a lot of stuff today.
That's not it. All of a sudden you see his mouth and jaw fall off. Oh, you're the guy that likes to lick your fingers a lot, right?
He's got a weird tick where he keeps touching his face. You probably shouldn't work in a lab.
Yeah.
That's probably not what.
If your go-to is licking your fingers, you should probably work at KFC.
Right.
Somewhere else. Not at a lab where you're testing chemicals.
Yeah, go be a professional page turner.
How many times did he touch it and be like, that wasn't sweet?
Yeah.
Somebody's like, ooh, I can lay down to something, yeah.
Just started a job at the manure factory. You're going to hate life
Tomorrow,
like 2 o'clock.
Is it took until the year of our Lord 1905 for someone to leave something delicious outside with a stick in it?
Right.
Like, no one else figured that out before?
Yeah.
Hey, if we leave something outside in the cold, it might turn into something frozen.
Well, I mean, because you got to realize the pond out back, when you went to jump in it in December,
Right.
it hurt.
Right.
Okay, you didn't make it in the water.
Right.
So you had to realize science.
Yeah.
Stuff froze.
They had to wait for Jell-O to be invented so they could have the flavoring. I threw some Jell-O in the pond, and it tastes pretty good when it's frozen.
All right, so we'll do one more. And then I have a strange story that, to be honest with you, will be in honor of Dave today.
That's
Future
fantastic.
bride. Okay, so let's do this one. Some wolves in British Columbia are known as sea wolves, in quotes, C-S-E-A, wolves, and they swim several miles every day to find food. As much as 90% of their diet comes from the sea. They have a distinct DNA that sets them apart from other wolves.
Are they trying to like de-evolve? Like now they're trying to like go back into the sea? Like, hey, we came out, we don't really like it. We want to go back. We want to turn into seals, sea lions.
Yeah.
That's what they're shooting for.
But just imagine, like, so me, I'm going to move from Illinois to Florida.
Not soon enough.
Not soon enough. Okay. And so your thing is, I don't know that I want to live on the water because I don't want to deal with that certain wildlife that could just creep up into your backyard and decide your pool looks really comfortable. Right.
Oh, so you want to go live in a state that's shaped like a wang surrounded by water. I don't want to live too close to the water.
Right. So, but my whole point is that I never in a million years would think I don't want to live by water because I want to worry about wolves.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I've never thought that is because that's how I would die. I would move there. I would look for alligators and crocodiles and sharks and everything else, and I'd get eaten by a freaking wolf.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
You know what I mean?
And then I'd do a podcast where all you would be in that podcast was just a brief, strange story. And it would be amazing. Hey, everybody, welcome back to That Checks Out. Do you guys remember when Damon was on the show? He's back to be eaten by a wolf. And we're out. Thank you very much.
You pronounced my last name wrong on purpose.
Yeah.
It says
Do you guys remember when Damon Procraccio was on? Procraccio? I don't remember. What was it? I don't remember. Mac? And he'll be like, I don't know.
Yeah, but if you stop and think about it, it's like I get up near the water. The last thing on my mind is there's going to be a wolf coming out of the water that's going to attack me.
Right. Well, it's going to be your fault because they like tomatoes. Yeah. You guys smell that?
It turns out he was baiting them.
Yeah, it's going to be your fault.
Yeah, it turns out. Which is also illegal in this. I get prosecuted. They're like, not only is he dead, we find him guilty.
Yeah, they charge your family. We're going to fine you. Good news is that we have a easy pay.
That's right.
We can fine you in installments.
The court of sharper image finds him guilty of 7 easy payments of $119.95.
95.
You say 295s in there? Maybe. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, just put a decimal, it doubles the whole.
We're not going to print it and put it on the screen because then we're liable to have to stick to that.
Right.
We're going to tell you.
Yeah.
We're going to tell you out loud what it is.
And next time it might be different. We don't know.
All right.
We don't know.
So, strange story. Should we go all the way through this time because it's for Dave?
For Dave.
Strange story.
It's Strange Stories with Damon
Going over to laundry.
and Ted.
Switch over my clothes at the laundromat. I'll be right back. Hey, all right. So strange stories. All right. And seriously, this was not on purpose. Canada's maple syrup heist perpetrator to pay millions in damages.
Does he get to do that on easy pay? Wait, is it CAD or USD?
Right.
Is it Canadian dollars? Because that's a lot of
It's
money.
a lot more.
Yeah.
It's a lot more.
Hey, Dave, when I come to your wedding, like, how much can I buy and sell you? How much is that going to be?
So it says, here it is, the single most Canadian story we've ever heard. The Supreme Court of Canada has ruled that Richard Valieras must pay more than $7 million.
$7 million.
In damages for his part in one of the biggest heists in Canadian history. Valieras is accused of being the ringleader behind a large-scale theft of maple syrup from Canada's strategic maple syrup reserve.
Yeah. Yeah, they have that.
They have a maple syrup reserve.
I think we have a petroleum reserve.
Yeah.
Like we better need that. We better hang on to that gas and oil in case we need it. Canadians are like, ooh, you know those trees that we have?
Yeah.
We should probably save some of that for later.
You know what I like though? How do you get elected in that country? Like, look, nobody is gonna have dry flappies. Nobody.
I will rebuild the reserves. Flappies will not be dry. It'd be great if Western Canada flappies meant something totally different. They're like, Gross.
It's like homeless people. It's some flappies being over there like, what are they even talking about?
Gross. Why? Why are we talking about people's flappies?
You were going to coat our homeless people in syrup.
You went way better with homeless people than what that could have been. That could have been something way grosser.
Right. I kept it clean. Okay. But I'm just saying.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the Canadian homeless bathe. I don't know. You need to be real clean.
But you're familiar. You're familiar with the sea wolves. They love syrup. You know what I mean? It's like,
Do you understand what you're suggesting, sir?
do you know the kind of damage we could do with that? So it says, yes, Canada has a strategic maple syrup reserve.
We said that article. We covered that.
Because of course they do.
Did we write this?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
They're great.
We're just reading it.
Their great caper of Valieris and his associates
Is this
today.
Nate the Great in the case of the missing pancakes?
I don't know.
That's an actual book. Look it up.
Is known as the Great Canadian Maple Syrup Heist. In total, the gang pilfered more than 3,000 tons of gooey, sugary goodness from the national stockpile.
It'd be great if you just saw like tanker trucks driving away. Are those our trucks? We should probably look into this, guys. Is there an alarm?
This is so weird.
Hey, I just popped in with my trucks. Just gonna take off. Is that okay? Yeah, go right ahead, eh? Yeah, you're pretty cool, man. Thanks a lot. Wait a minute.
Maple syrup tours, and it's a bus with all these barrels sitting on the seats.
They just take cardboard and cover up their tankers with like a bus picture. Hey, how come all 4 buses all have the same people like in the same seats? That doesn't seem. Wait a minute.
And they would chase them, but they're on horseback, so they're Canadian Mounties. So, by the way,
Dave, we have totally just.
I am severely stereotyping your entire country.
I think we've reduced everything in your country to a stereotype.
Okay, just letting you know. Okay.
Wait, we're going to pick up some Timbits on the way there.
Of course, they didn't pour all of their haul on pancakes. Okay, I beg to differ. Though we have zero doubts that they did partake in some of the loot. Instead, it was sold forward. It was sold forward, making a comfortable profit. I don't know.
Yeah, anything would be a profit. They stole it.
Right. So that's the whole thing. When you
You
don't
didn't make a great profit on a stolen goods. Look,
steal different goods.
like we're Canadian. We don't want to rip you off. So
Yeah.
we're going to sell this to you at a reasonable price.
They print their own coupons.
Yeah. We're just going to basically just a little bit over cost.
Yeah. What can you afford? 7 easy payments. 7 easy payments on this.
Well, it's Canada, so 9.
Yeah.
9 easy
And
payments.
this barrel of syrup. Wow.
Don't use it all on pancakes because the article is going to say that we didn't use it for
Right.
pancakes.
So it says, let's see how all this went down. Setting up the syrup stash, the sentence from the Supreme Court.
That's what it sounds like after you eat syrups. After
What?
you eat pancakes.
What's that?
You have a syrup stash. Setting up the syrup stash.
Well, because I'm going to have pancakes later. There's
Yeah.
no sense to get rid of it right now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
It
my
is what it
flavor
is.
saver. I'm saving it for later.
It is what it is. Plus, you never know if I might be, found homeless in Canada someday. It is what it is. I want to blend in. That's the west side, right?
Yeah.
The west side. West side.
Vancouver, you're over there. Yeah,
Isn't Vancouver like the whole country?
and you can't see Seattle from you can't see from part of Vancouver.
No, from Toronto. Probably I could see Seattle, right?
Yeah, because Toronto's like basically due north of us. you like go right, hit Detroit, and then right over the lakes is Toronto.
So it says the heist took place more than a decade ago, okay? But to get the full picture, you have to travel way back to 1958 when the Quebecois maple syrup producers banded together. Quebecois. Maple syrup producers banded together to collectively market their product. Other producers thought it was a good idea, and in 1966, they formed the Federation of Quebec Maple Syrup Producers.
It's like OPEC in Canada.
It's the FQMSP. In 2000.
Do not say that phonetically.
Yeah. All right. So in 2000, the FQMSP, sound it out, folks, created Canada's National Strategic Maple Syrup Reserve to safeguard its members from the syrup's market price fluctuations.
It literally is OPEC for
It really is.
for maple syrup.
This is crazy. So it initially operated the syrup reserve out of multiple rented warehouses. Seems like something a government should do.
Yeah.
Let's rent this warehouse and put our syrup reserves in it.
Right.
Okay. That sounds good.
And then you just hear, Europe. Uh-oh, we've been outbid for our own syrup. Dave Hester's in your storage warring our syrup away from us.
Who's your landlord? Mrs. Butterworth. You may have heard of her. That'd be better than having Aunt Jemima, though. Then you know she's got your worst. She does not have your best outlook for your company in mind. So they did that, but security measures were bad.
At a rented warehouse.
Just weird. So let's see here. The prices went up. The old switcheroo. So the crooks got to work. They were not exactly clear on how they got access to the syrup warehouses, but that's what they did. So they actually got into these warehouses. Weird, because when you rent a warehouse from somebody, you would think they provide rented security.
We had a storage unit once. I think you might have been there.
Yeah, I helped you fill that.
The gate code that they gave us was 6666. And the guy was like, oh, I don't know if I should give you that. I'm like, yeah, it's not 666, man. It's one extra one. That's not why you should worry about it. It's just one button repeatedly.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you should give us a different code.
Yeah, if a woodpecker posts up and hits the same button 6 times or 4 times.
I was like, you can't randomize that? Yeah, well, you can put the third 6 first if you wanted to.
Right.
If you want to do it that way.
Look, it doesn't matter what order they're in, just the 6s. That's what you want to go with. Yeah.
Maybe that was maybe that guy worked for he's like, hey, I'm down here in the States. I'm not really legal. I used to run a warehouse in Canada.
Right.
Don't tell anyone. Yeah. I'll be in here eating pancakes.
You're going to put the door up. It is so sticky here. Yeah. I don't understand this
at all. There was a spill of molasses in Boston. Sadly, it killed people, but it covered like the whole town. For years on hot summer days, it would smell like molasses in Boston.
Uncle Billy.
Yeah.
Just like the worst. It's like the worst memory you could have.
But I also want some candy. Yeah. Uncle Billy would have wanted it that way.
You want me to have a sugary snack right now? Should I have to? Wow, what a reminder. I'm surprised the New Kids on the Block could do any moves. Their feet probably stuck right to the ground. That's pretty weird. So to cover their tracks, they pulled the old switcheroo and pumped water into the barrels.
Oh,
Smart thinking.
Like kids in high school stealing from the liquor cabinet?
Yeah. So I guess wouldn't the other way to maybe think about it be just get other barrels? Because now you're sitting there pumping this ooey gooey shit out into another barrel.
Just do a barrel swap.
Yeah. Maybe you just
drive in with barrels, drive out with barrels.
Right.
Oh, same number of barrels going in, same number of barrels going out. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're golden. We're golden. So for a year, the plan worked like a charm. Nobody noticed a theft.
Did someone get greedy?
Because the barrels still held some kind of liquid sloshing around in them.
Well, one guy was like, this slosh is different than the others.
However, all maple syrup sales in Quebec were controlled by the FQMSP. Sound it out. So the crew shipped their loot to the neighboring province of New Brunswick. I thought they did bowling balls. That's kind of weird. For sale. Their customers included both unaware legitimate businesses and black market operators. What is the black market of
Could you imagine getting a barrel and like tapping it for your restaurant so the water just pours out? Wait a minute.
Damn it. Damn you, black market.
Man, that Quebec maple syrup is garbage. It's the wateriest maple syrup I've ever seen.
So in total, they pilfered 9,571 barrels of the good stuff, valued at nearly $15 million. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. But it says their luck ran out when an inspector carrying out a National Reserve's annual inspection began to climb on a stack of barrels. The gang must have gotten careless because they'd forgotten to fill some syrup barrels with water. And when he grabbed what he thought was a 600-pound barrel, he fell as it tumbled onto the ground.
It's like when it's like when you grab a suitcase you think is empty.
Yeah, and you really strain.
Or you think it's full and you think it's like, whoop, whoa.
Yeah, got it. As soon as the scale of the theft was clear, the cops didn't waste time in their investigation. They arrested 17 people.
It'd be great if that guy's name was Mario. And someone from Nintendo was like, I think we got a game here.
Yeah.
Just needs to tumble down with a barrel right after him.
Yeah. You know, it just changes.
If we put an ape on the top of that barrel stack.
He's over there banging his head against a brick wall and coins are falling out of him. I don't understand what's going on. So, but they seized a large number of vehicles, equipment, including forklifts, tanker trucks, and syrup processing kettles.
Now, were they in the business themselves? Like, why would you have that? You're like running a lumber store, and you have like, why do you have a syrup? Don't worry about it.
Right.
Not for you.
Look, don't ask. We don't need it. Who are you? You know, we're the cops. I have that because I like
used, man.
It was here when I bought the store. Fast forward a few years, and Judge Raymond Provost sentenced Valieras to prison for 8 years. He also ordered him to pay $7.5 million in fines within 10 years or face an additional 6.
Payment plan.
Hey, here you go, bro. You put me in for 14 because there's no way I'm paying 7.5 mil. Why don't we just, Judge, just call it what it is?
So day one, when he's new fish,
Yeah.
and people are like, hey, what are you in for? And you're like, I took on this syrup, cartel.
The Great Syrup Heist.
That was you?
But here's the deal. So the judge sentenced him to 8 years and said he had to pay this within 10 years. 8 of those years, he's not even working.
Right.
He's in prison.
He's got 2 years. He's got 8 years to figure out a new heist to pay off the first one.
He's like, he's going to sell the story to NBC or whatever Canada has for what do they have? CBC. We'll call it CBC. Canadian Broadcasting.
I don't think you're far off. I think you're right. Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Did I guess it right?
I think you did.
Oh, nice. So it says, however, there was once an issue under Canadian law. If stolen goods can't be returned to the rightful owner, the amount of the fine must equal the value of the goods. Okay?
Presumably eaten maple syrup cannot be returned to the owner.
No, get this. This is absolute garbage. Valieras argued that he only profited a measly $800,000 from his crimes. You stole $15 million.
Do you know how much fake water is?
He's got union laborers. He's like, the cost of overhead.
I paid $14 million to have water pumped into your barrels. I didn't have enough to fill all the barrels. That's how I got caught.
If your profit margin after really the amount of work you did not tap the tree, you did not process it, you did not store it, your whole work was you had a guy from a temp service drive your truck up there and pump out a barrel.
You played a shell game with your water and the maple.
Right. Look that way.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, we're good.
Right.
That
cost me $14 million. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I gave a lot to charity.
You know how much I had to, like, all the,
Yeah.
That was his problem. He MC Hammered it. He had too many people on the payroll.
Right.
If he would have just kept it lean, he could have had a better profit.
They just march in gold pants sideways, grab the barrels and march out the other way. Just like a team of ants.
Yeah, and just pass the guards. Can't touch this. Do, and then just keep going.
I love that guy. That guy's awesome.
He said he couldn't touch him. It was in a song.
Called it. Called it. Oh, wow. So basically, they took the appeal and they lowered his thing down to where they said he had to pay whatever. But then the Supreme Court just reinstated it and said you got to pay $7 million. Yeah. So, but
I sometimes don't understand that. Like, you're never going to get that money.
Right.
You're never going to get it.
Yeah, I watch a lot of that American Greed show, and it's the same. You see people. Here's a deal.
Well, the thing is, if you steal stuff like that kind of thing, you can like sell that and get your money back.
Right.
Or that kind of stuff. Like if they steal something and use that to buy something, you can sell that thing and get some of your money back. The stuff they stole goes back to the reserves.
Right.
You can't like sell that and recoup.
Right. But like a Ponzi scheme, the money
that's gone.
That's what I'm saying. And most of these American Greed, that's what they are. Is a lot of them are just Ponzi schemes. And so you see that, and it's like,
a Fonzie scheme.
Yeah, he's been forced to pay $1.3 million to this person who he stole 1.7 from. Listen, that person's never getting any of that money,
Right.
Ever, unless American Greed just paid $1.7 million to do an episode
your story,
on
right.
this guy and took the story, and so you see that stuff. And that's why I said, you're going to put me in prison for 8 years and tell me if in 10 years I don't have $7.5 million paid back. I got news for you. Just give me the other 6 right now.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like I got 14 years.
Right.
Okay.
What can I get for good behavior? Well, you're Canadian, so you can be out in 2. I'm sorry.
Is it a boot my behavior?
I swear I was watching something on YouTube and this guy was a Canadian. He said a boot, and I was like, it is true.
Yeah.
You do say it.
Yeah. Don't ever tell me that that's not true. I know that's true.
Oh, we mentioned I was at one of Terry's show, and someone said they're from Canada visiting to watch the show, and he said A, and they're like, no, we do not do that. I know a guy who lives not that far from Dave named Ken who literally says A like every sentence. I'm like,
right.
Lies. Yeah. The whole country is lies.
Well, people listen to this podcast in different countries because for some reason we have a lot of countries listen. They probably think you know what I mean is a standard staple of this.
They probably think we actually call each other Deck.
Right, yeah. Like, man, they do a lot of those guys talk about decks an awful lot over there.
Yeah. Do they have decks? Well, one of us does.
And the other guy helped him finish it. Weird. Where can they find us, Ted?
Thank you. Once again, this episode was dedicated to Dave and Leslie. Congratulations on your engagement.
Congratulations, eh?
You can find us at thatchecksout.net. Thatchecksout.net. You can follow us on all the socials. That checks out WDT. W stands for with, D stands for Damon, T stands for the. I've been Ted. That has been Damon coming to you here from Audiohive Podcasting Studio. Come down here and make a podcast. See if you can do better than us. We've set the bar real low, everybody.
It's not a boot results because we don't get them.
Say goodbye, Mac.
Later.
Still can't follow directions. Goodbye. I would accept a goodbye or goodbye, Mac.
It was immediate, though.
Yeah, it was.
There was no delay.
So there was a response.
Yeah.
Okay. You
We'll
know what?
take it.
Got it.
You know the best part of road tripping with Damon, Mac? Is that every now and then he'll turn to me and go, one of us in this car farted.
It is a fun game. It is a fun game.
For one of us.
Yeah. that does happen. That.
And then usually it's like, what? I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Because what I do is I wait so it has enough time to where the participant knows the game is legit. Okay? You don't go
Too legit. Hey, hey.
You don't do the whole, hey, we're about to play a game. You go, we are deep into round one of this game.
Round one. Fight.
Yeah. But then usually round two is like, finish him.
Flawless victory.
Yeah. As I watch his soul leave his body.
Literally, your ass is like, Hadouken.